about that rule that we used earlier this year? David, what's the rule that we learned for subtracting integers earlier this year? What was the trick or the strategy we used for learning to subtract integers earlier this year? You just said it. You said it earlier. I think you did.
Fried chicken.
KFC. All right, so I've copied the problems that you just completed up here on the board, and we're going to check them by using KFC on these problems and see if you got the same answer. So, Rebecca, will you remind us how KFC works? What does the K stand for? So we're going to keep the same number. Now, think about this as the Algeblocks. You kept the first thing on the mat, right? So whatever you put on there first, it stayed there. And then what does the F stand for?
Fried.
Flip. And then change. And again, did you notice that as you were adding the zero pairs, the ones that end up in the result are on the opposite side of the mat? And that's where that change comes from. It's the opposite. Sometimes the teachers will call this adding the opposite. That's exactly the same as flip and change. Add the opposite. So the 4 stays the same. We flip the subtraction 2 and change the negative 2 to. And what did you have for your result? 6. Okay, going across your page. Keep, flip, change. What's negative 3 plus 6?
3.
Yeah.
Oh, we did it wrong.
Do you want to double check that one? Negative 3 plus 6.
Number 2?
Yeah. No, it's number 5.
Oh, okay.
Should be a positive 3. Raise your hand if you had that one.
Number 5.
Should be a positive 3. On your mat, you want to picture your mat. You have 3 negatives. And you're trying to take away 6 negatives, but there aren't 6 there to take away. So you have to add 3 zero pairs. And then I'm just going to put a big X to show I'm taking those away. And that leaves 3 positives. Again, the opposite. That's where that change, or add the opposite, keep, flip, change comes from. So keep, flip, change. What's 5 plus 5? 10. Is KFC faster than using the blocks? Yes, and I get that. I use KFC also. I don't get out the blocks every time I need to subtract integers. But the idea is that it kind of shows you why you have a problem like this that has a bunch of negatives and a bunch of subtractions in there. How can that, because when you look at this one, don't you think the answer is going to be negative when you just look at it? Yeah. I mean, it's got negatives all over it. But when we do keep, flip, change, you actually get a what? 5. Positive 5. And again, the blocks show us why that works. All right, changing the next one. Also positive 5. And the next one, positive 3. Any questions on any of those 3?
No. I don't understand that.
How did you get
that? I don't get it.
Okay, I'm going to go back and draw a couple of them then, okay? You're going to place them. My computer shut down, so I'm going to draw them. You're going to put them on your mat. Ready? Let's do this. Negative 4 minus negative 7 there. My negative side, my positive side. What am I starting with? 4. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I trying to take away? 7 negatives. Do I have 7 negatives? No. So I'm going to add 0 pairs until I do. Is that enough? Is that enough? Not quite. Is this enough? Do I have 7 negatives to take away? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to take away those. I'm going to just put a big X through them so they're going away. What is remaining? 3 in which zone? Positive. Positive 3. Let's go back and do this one. Negatives and positives. What am I starting with? 2. Which side? Okay. And what am I taking away? Originally the problem was like that, right? So I'm taking away what? 3 negatives. Do I have any negatives to take away? So what am I going to do? 0 pairs. Yeah, pairs, so there's 2 of them. Okay? Do I have enough negatives yet? How about now?
No.
Okay, 1 more, right?
Yeah.
Now do I have 3 negatives I can take away?
Yeah.
Take those away. And what do I have left? 5 positives, right? Okay, does that help? Okay, help me on the next one. Keep, flip, change. So the negative 2 stays like it is. This flips 2. And the 6 flips. Negative 6 flips 2. And what's negative 2 plus 6? Were you a tug-of-war person when we learned that the first time? Thinking of 2 pulling this way and 6 pulling this way. Which team is going to win the battle? A number line? Okay, let's do the number line. Alex, you asked how this connected back to the number line, so here's a good review. So it's 2 in that direction, and then 6. Why am I going 6 that direction? Adding a positive, okay? And so if I put it backwards 2 and then forward 6, where would I end up at? Good. And if you're a tug-of-war person, which team is going to win the battle? The negatives or the positives? Positive. Positive, because they have how many more people? 4. Okay. All right, let's do the next one. Lily, keep, flip, change. Keep, flip. And what's this change to?
3.
And negative 1 plus 3, everyone? 2. Check your paper with me as we're going along. Then I have 3 minus a negative 8 becomes positive 11. Any questions on any of them in that row? All right, let's check our last row. Keep, flip, change. I have negative 6, positive 9, and positive 7. That row becomes a lot easier using the keep, flip, change. Now, as you're working on the homework questions tonight, the back page and the front page, the journal questions, you can choose if you want to use the blocks and pictures to help solve or keep, flip, change. You can use whichever one you are more comfortable with. You're going on back page 1 through 21, and then the 5 journal questions on the front page. Everybody turned it out. There's a typo that kind of makes silly sense if you don't type it. Everyone go to journal question 3-3, and it says, explain how you determine how many 0 pairs to add to the math. It should say add to the mat. Where?